I bought a new Fogatti Instacool Ultra, 16,000 BTU, I think it is, yeah, cooling, whatever it is, but new cooling unit. And I was originally planning on putting on our motorhome, but now we're taking this to the Keys next month. So we've decided to put that on this unit instead. And this has got a little Dometic unit in it, and not a huge fan of it because it cools really well, but it doesn't like monitor it doesn't like turn on and off really well. It's just like really cold or really hot or not at all. So we're going to take this one off and use that new Fogatti unit on here. Of course, first I got to take this old Dometic. It's a Dometic Evolution, and like I said, it works really well, but it's not really great for us for this because I'm tired of hearing it, and I have to turn it on and off constantly. So we're gonna take this unit off, and I've lifted the other one up on the roof. It's still in the box. That wasn't too bad. It was pretty uneventful. So I'll show you guys in a little bit how we did that. And last one I did, I actually took it up a ladder, and that was not very fun. But this Fogatti unit's 100 pounds for the unit outside, so I didn't really want to do that. So anyways, this unit was rattling real bad yesterday. We haven't been up to this unit in like a month and a half, but I tightened the mount bolts down last night and it's running fine. But these little things, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 screws in this thing, and the buttons to take the indoor plenum off. And then of course there's mounting bolts accessed from the inside. It's a 10 mil socket or wrench, and then we'll go up top and just we'll reach through and disconnect the wires and everything like that. All right, so these right here are like this, and you just kind of squeeze them. You gotta like just bend them and they pop out. One front and one back. And then you can take the air filter off, and there's 2 screws in there, and the rest there's 2 on each port. And then these buttons just pull right off. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to set the phone down, and the camera, whatever you want to call it, and we'll get this taken apart real quick. Alright, so hello bird. My kid's cockatiel. It's really talkative right now. Can be super pleasant in a small space. So anyways, I think she's hearing the birds outside. I took this off and forgot to place push record. So there it is. I bagged up all the hardware, had a good spiel going, and you guys missed it. Anyways, this is it, with just that plastic plenum removed. I'm gonna grab my 10 mil ratchet, take these off, and drop this mount, interior mount off, and disconnect the electrical in here. And then we'll go up top and pull the unit off and clean it up and start getting the new one ready. Didn't feel like doing that anymore, so I got the more practical thing to do. Okay. Those 4 are out. And I see these 2 mounting bolts here. Not bolts, but little screws. move you guys. So took the 4 mount bolts off from the top unit. Right there's a screw in there and there, and then here it looks like the main power is coming in, and this main power is coming right there to this box, access cover, and then this just clips in. But first, take power off. Alright. Got nothing here. Just check and make sure the tool's working. Yep. So yeah. Got no power here, so we're good to go. It's using some Wago, so it makes it easy to take off. We got our ground back there. Pop the Legos out. There we go. What a convenient. I'm gonna grab this ground out, pull this out. Let's see. This thing is a lot. Oh, crap. A lot of humidity on this thing because I just had it running. So I'm gonna put you back down. I should have left the screw in over here. Anyways, let's see. Now, lock on the top, pull the wire out. Let's get this. Let's get this out. Get the ground out. The power wire is being held in with a clamp. So take this out. That should get it up. Okay. And all the stuff falls out. Cool. Okay. Just got some, once again, square or Phillips. Loosen these up. So this is kind of an economy camper, and you can tell on a few details. I mean, some things are just awesome for what it is, for the price. We bought it used, of course, but like this is the ceiling cavity, and like obviously humidity. There's the inlet. Cool air inlet from the squirrel cage comes in. They got the little separator duct, but I mean it's not even, hello, but this is not like sealed really at all, so all that humidity will eventually cause some, you know, condensation issues back there. But not only that, like you're not getting like a really good airflow. It's just, I can't imagine it would. And then that was probably from the top unit not being tightened down enough. There's no damage, but you can see where something has been, a little bit of moisture intrusion there. No damage though, it's not like even marked on the wood, so that's good. We'll just pull this fancy divider out because it's, like I said, budget build. But don't get me wrong, I'm really happy with this camper though for a budget build. And we knew that when we bought it, so that's okay. That's what our purpose was. Alright, so the interior is dismantled, so now it's time to go to the top and see what we can do up there. Alright, so this is our 23-foot camper, obviously, so the roof can get pretty crowded pretty quickly. There's the new unit up. I'm parked at a buddy's house, and he has a pole barn. So I anchored there, and we were able to lift it with a pulley and pulled it over. It's way better than the ladder in my opinion. But back onto what we were doing, and you will notice the roof is dirty. It's just been, we haven't been with the unit, we've been out with the motorhome, and this has been sitting out in the field basically. So, and last night when I was up here, I discovered a field mouse or somehow had gotten up here at some point in time, or a bird. There was a bunch of bird feathers in there. I'm thinking possibly a bird, but had made a nest in the front corner of this unit. I'm gonna get this cover off. Actually, you know what? It's unmounted, so we probably just be able to lift it. This unit's only supposed to weigh like 70 pounds, so much lighter than this one, and size-wise too. So let's see if we can lift it up. It does. Woo! Look at that. Dirty. It's the first time I've ever pulled an air conditioner off. I helped a buddy like raise it up one time on his, but I never helped him install anything like that. Oh yeah, definitely 70 pounds. Wow. Okay. Huh. So apparently I had the camera zoomed in big time. Probably didn't see a whole lot. Sorry about that. So, anyways, I lifted the unit off. Sit in there. I'm gonna try and clean up some of this mess real quick. Cleaning complete. Let's get this taped off. So the new unit, the inlet is through its own duct, so it won't be blowing in this cavity anyways, but I just don't like this open like this. Up. Just pop the lid up. Now I bought this directly from the manufacturer, so I didn't buy it through a third party. I just felt better about doing it that way. So we got the rear foam support, goes off the back of the unit, and there. We'll be back here. Set that aside. This, of course, goes on the right around there. Now I'm putting the adhesive side up onto the unit. I'm actually going to apply it to the unit first. Same with that. And then put a bead of caulk around that. I feel like the adhesive should be up and the caulk shouldn't see the weathering. So any water will come up against the seal and then it'll have a bead of caulk beneath it. I feel like that's better, because adhesive could have a void in it or anything like that. My opinion. It's a nice new unit, and now I've got to get it here. Look at the size difference. Lengthwise, it's way more. It's actually not as high though. It's actually lower height than this old unit. So that's cool. Cool. I didn't get any of that. Anyways, move the old unit over there out of the way. Slid this dude over. I'm gonna lift it up. Place this on in the back one. Suck if it fell off backwards. I'm like pretty nervous right now about this because it's like these things aren't cheap. It's like $1,300. No one wants to just throw that away. Even. I think that's about it. All right, there's that. This guy. It's gonna go right here. Styrofoam packing on it. That's okay. So this styrofoam cushion here, now granted the other one could have deteriorated over time on the original one, but so far this material is much thicker. I like that. Alright, I'm going to place it, test fit it, and then we'll get our caulk and pretty close back there on that stinking wine guard thingy, but nice. I'm excited. I'm gonna go inside and see my check fitment in there, and then we're gonna get a caulk up here and our silicone and run a bead around that. All right, so we got our ducting tape up there. A little bit of caulking squeezed in, or silicone squeezed in. That's okay. Got it pretty well leveled up. You guys missed out like the 20 trips I took up and down to get that done, because the back end of the unit is way heavier than the front. So if you try to just push it over, the back just stays and the front moves. So you gotta have like, it's really helpful if you have someone up top just to tell you what's going on up there. So I'm gonna get the inside unit unpackaged and try to get this thing in real quick because it's getting warm in Florida. Packaged pretty well. Hardware. This is your ducting pieces to connect the inside and the outside. Like remote control and USB. There's the little smart app controls to get that. Installation manual. So when if you want to look how to put the top unit on, that we already did, you might want to open this up first. Remote. A little bit of hardware. Remote hanger. There's that and some plugs and batteries. So we'll put this back in here. Side. And I'll get this thing unpackaged. There we have it. There's the inside unit. Turn you over a little bit. Now, I watched a couple videos on these online. One dude made a good point to leave this tape on, and it keeps these little these little filters, because your filter slides out there and there, and they said to leave it on, and it makes it easier so they're not sliding out when you're trying to mount it. And I'm going to take his word for it because it seems like a pretty good point. So let's go inside and I glance over these directions and see what we got for hardware. So inside our box we got our ducting mounts. They are different sizes. And we have our short bolts and long bolts, depending upon your roof thickness. So this guy, I believe it goes right here. Yeah. So the longer one, you're moving around like crazy probably. So this one, the longer piece, goes up top. We're gonna stick this through it first. So it looks like these are the same. There's actually the same part number, so they're the same. Foil lined ducting is cool. There's 4 bolts on the top side or bottom side, however this if you want. And then you got your plenum box here. It's sitting inside as it's assembled, kind of. Now I was kind of concerned about ripping things out, but it's kind of stuck in there with the foam, and so I just unwrapped this here, unwrap that zip tie thing, and it does lift out. Now this is pretty hefty, surprisingly hefty little plenum, and it looks like these rotator things here came apart during this transit. I'm sure it just pops back in, hopefully. Somehow, right? Somehow. That looks like, no. Okay, yeah. No. Okay, that's probably a these slots right there go there probably. Maybe. Maybe. And maybe not. Okay, so there's a long slot here. There's a long feed. Got it. Okay, and then this guy, I want to guess, goes like that. That's cool. Boom. Maybe. Probably just got to push it down from the bottom. I don't want to put some upward pressure on it. So I'll do that in a minute. But right now, I'm going to get this box, the planing box installed, and our wiring done. Okay, I had to get rid of a noisy gas. So I've got the inner duct, the upper one on, and I kind of, something to pay attention to is, did not get this far enough up, so now there's a hole there. So I'm going to put some flashing tape inside this. So when you do this, make sure the joint is all the way over. That was did not pay very good attention to that, I guess. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'll probably cut this back and tape that as well. So I'm gonna get that real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and took a couple minutes and smooth this transition down a little bit. Now this is incoming. You see the squirrel cage is incoming, so it's not like hitting this, but it's just flowing over that. So I just took some foil tape, smoothed that down, and covered up my mistake of not having the duct far enough, so up. So now it's time to get this bottom piece ready to mount. Alright, looks like it's probably going to be the long screws for this particular roof. So, the way this thing's set is like this. Nope. Okay, so almost done. I better get my stuff straight here. From what I'm gathering in directions is this port is towards the back, and the bulk of this plenum sits to the front. Power box will be on your driver's side. The power connection spot right there. And this cord goes here. And it's almost contacting my light right there. Oh, it's gotta go back. Okay. Gotta get alignment with the holes there. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna put a couple of these bolts in here just to sit up in there and let me see if I can. What it's looking like. Oh. Cool. So they have a Phillips head on. Just sucking it up a little bit. It's up. Cord here. Now, I'm gonna fish my other power wire down through here. Oh, there it is. Huh. Don't really like the thought of squishing this stuff, but I suppose anything with this A and B stuff will squish down into the ceiling a little bit. It's padded on down, so it shouldn't chafe. Still not a super huge fan of that, but I wish it was like a groove. But so or a top entrance even. Really cool. Oh, there's not one up there though. So you got this entrance at the back, entrance here. So this is shielded a little bit, so there's not a grommet back here. Which that, I mean, this sheet metal, so let's see what I can do about that. But I might take some of this foam from here or stuff we trim off and line that or something with it. So anyways, I'm gonna pick this up a little bit more and then we're gonna get this ducting set, look at the directions some more, make sure I'm not screwing anything up. I gotta take apart. These bolts on the Fogatti unit are definitely not 10 mil. I'll check in a minute and see what size they are. I'm not a fan of using my impact on too many appliance type things. If you've ever broken one of these bolts off, or the old, a lot of them are older, the quarter inch bolts, you can break these off inside the upper unit and then you're in for it. Not a fun thing to do then, because you can't really get them out. It's extremely hard. So just so you know, now it's from me using my impact. Should have known better, but I did it anyways. Alright, well I actually have to go up yet again to position the top unit. It's contacting the front of there. And I've got room to spare here, so I gotta slide it back just slightly. And then continue with this. Be right back. Oh yeah. That's good. I can hand turn it. It's not contacting the front anymore. All right, back in business. Oh, okay. So, that's cool. So, look at that. They actually left a small amount of room there. So it's not squeezing that. So that's great. Really happy with that because I was concerned. I'm gonna cinch down these bolts, these 4, a little bit, not much, and then we'll start trimming this thing down. Now we're just, probably can't see anything wrong with there. So I just cut it out a little bit. I'll put this over it, cut it down to just before the bracket. And now I took the bracket back off, put these span these out, and now I'm gonna put this, screw this down over and clamp that ducting. Cut this down to the edge of it, and then just so there's no leaks here. Now I'm just gonna hunt these little holes, screw it in, and good to go. I put it with these things facing down. These things. Perhaps this should be back the other way, but I mean, kind of seems like if they're up, they're just gonna grab more air and block more air, create more turbulence. So I don't know. We'll see if it assembles right, I guess. That's the ultimate determination. We got the plate off. There's a clamp here. We have ground, neutral, and load. Load would be black, neutral white, and ground is bare. So, and over here, we have ground, power, load, and then neutral. Okay. Got a wire in there, strip it back a little bit. It's not clamped yet. I'm gonna run our ground first. Get these guys out of the way. Sounds like the wife is home. Alright. I like to, it's a good idea to pull excess. And okay. There we go. Okay. It's hot.
I know. I got a towel and wipe off.
Almost done.
Oh.
Okay.
It smells so good. These are my favorite pizzas because they smell so good.
Had this new unit going for about 10 minutes, and the inside is coming down in temperature quickly. from where it was very balmy, hot. But so that chore is done for the day, and you can tell, listen to how quiet it is compared to, now we're right behind it getting all the fan coverage, but inside is super quiet, still figuring out the remote. But like I said, we're getting everything prepared for next month. Chore number 2 for the day is this vent fan right here. So I literally just started peeling this up. It's PVC and self-leveling stuff, sealant. So I'm gonna peel this leveler up, and so far it's peeling really crazy good, easy. So peel it up. I got a new vent fan, the one that actually works. I'm gonna put that on here. Just using my little scraper. I use this for like everything. And I also have this one. These are the only 2 things I use really. Turning it with the sharp side is facing away from the roof. And you see it's just feeling this stuff right up. Not like a TPO roof on a motorhome that I'm used to dealing with. This is, or of course it could be just the sealant. Get these screws. So this is pretty funny. Got all these screws peeled back so I can access them, and gotta love the attention to detail. Like the screw isn't even on the mount, the fan. But all right, I'm gonna lift this up and unscrew this. Take off. Got to go inside. Take the inside trim piece off. Disconnect power, and we'll lift this out. I'll lift it up and get the new one in real quick. And then I've got to go to do the water heater. Alright, as you can see here, it's just, I'm gonna get these 4 bolts down. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then there'll be a little bit of wiring, power wire for this fan. Alright, got that out. And back up top. There's the Wagos. Get that dude out of there. Oh, apparently I need both hands. Take this out, and then we'll be able to go back up top, and we will pull that out from the top, the vent cover, and we'll be ready for to install the new one. Okay, I've cleaned up the mating surface. Now this has still got butyl tape from the manufacturer here, but it's still sticky, and so I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to put butyl tape right over it, so it's not gonna, still gonna stick to itself, and then I'll go back for some self leveler after that. So I'm gonna put the butyl tape on, and then we're ready to stick that new fan in here. Alright, so this model is a brand, it's an EcoSync rain sensing with lid on it at the very top. And it's got 2 support bars that raise it instead of just the one that's on these. And it's of course it's a full width fan. I have 2 of these on a motorhome, and they're really good. I like them. So I'm gonna put this one in. The hinges go front, obviously. Just like that, we walk away and leave it. No, just kidding. Let's go inside and get the electrical connected and come back. Alright, this one has a manual up. We'll open up a little bit to get some light in here. So usually black is ground in automotive, so we'll go red to red and black to white. Alright, Legos of course are super easy because you just insert the wire fully and then just push down on the lever. Lever locks, Legos. Lego I think is that brand name. But let's push some power to it and make sure it works. Oh. So power is up, so let's try up. Like I said, this is a rain sensing model, so you push this button right here and there's a little rain sensing grid on the outside, and it does work in and out, and there's also a remote for this. I like this model. It's pretty beefy on the outside and it's just pretty basic. So alright, let's go seal it up. I got the hardware put in. You can see it's way less screws in this than in the original. Original number like every 2 inches. This is spread out. On the leading edge, it does have 4. On every other, it's only 3 on each side. But like I said, I'm not having any issues with it. I've got some other, I gotta do a water heater real quick, so I don't want to open up a tube of self-leveler until I got that top fridge vent off, and I want to check that and make sure, well, I want to clean it up obviously, and then check and make sure that self-leveler sealing is good. And then right up on the front side of that is a little hole I found in that self-leveling, so I'm going to try and open up the 2 at once and do all of it at once. And I want to add some right here on this top side of this corner too, because once that stuff is open, it's basically you got to use the whole thing. So probably going to do that tomorrow morning, and I want to let this butyl tape kind of rest and settle anyways, because it'll kind of settle down. It takes a little while once it gets warm, and it'll kind of squish out more anyways, so I'll let it settle out before we put that, and then snug this screws up again before we put that leveler over it. So for right now, I'm all done up here, so I'm going to go put this trim piece in on the inside, and I've got to get this thing off here too, I guess. Okay, that is our finished product. On this particular RV, the trim ring fit perfectly. I didn't have to trim it at all. And I want to say, so I bought this one. This is the 3rd one of these I bought. I bought this one on Amazon as a clearance one, a return item, and it's quite a bit cheaper, but it had everything with it. Has this remote, which I'm gonna mount over here on the wall, and it works. So, but I thought the other one I bought like these had like a bigger larger trim ring, but I could be wrong. This one only came with the shorter one, which worked perfect for my situation. So that's chore number 2 complete. I am gonna move on and get this water heating element changed out. This little camper, it has a Suburban 6-gallon tank water heater. The element is labeled right there. There's the tank drain, and there's the overflow, overpressurization thing. So I'm going to cut the water off, drain the tank, then we'll remove that. Here is the heater element, Suburban. This is part number 520-900. There's a little impact extension to turn this with. This is a heater element socket. Same thing as used in the house, residential units. Get this water drained out of here and get this new element in. So all we really need is the socket, some of the lever, put in here and lever. Usually I use a screwdriver, but that's what I got right now. And a flathead to get in here. Just 3 screws. 1, 2, and 1 on the bottom. 3. Oh, and we got to drain the tank too. That also. Got my low point draining on the hot water. And I forgot all my big sockets at the house, the motorhome, so I have a 10-inch adjustable, and it does fit in this drain plug. So, that out of there. That's also my anode. It's okay. You can see it's getting a little eaten away. I'll put it in there back one more time though. For another year, as much as we use this thing. Pull this overflow here. And there we go. That magic. Keying all over my tools. Cool. Looks so good though. That's green, so let's get these element cover out. This thing is a little difficult to reach. And this is just the cover. Grime in there. It's not bad. Before I take this cover off, I'm gonna stick a hose in there and run that out. Trying to get some more funk out of there. There's calcium buildup and stuff. Put it back on. That's probably good enough. 3 screws out, and there's the heater element. Let's pull these off. That easy. Now it's loose and coming out. Just clear these real quick. Same. Only one works and one doesn't. These can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to start threading again because there's so much weight. And I made it look easy. Cool. Just like that. I did have the... I better check that. No, it won't be so easy. Okay, I just checked the, make sure I had to seal the ring. Oh man, come on. Of course. Put the socket on it. Snug plus a little. This is just 120 volt power, so it's super easy. Got a hot and ground, so that's it. Now, get the okay, let's put our get some tape and put the plug back in. I've had pretty good luck with this. It's actually mega tape. Like it. And back in there. Of course, I much prefer a socket. Next time I take this out, though, I'm going to have to get a new anode in it. Man, I hope I didn't put the tape on it. I don't think that's threading right. Definitely not the way to do this. Okay. Let's put our cover back on. Now if you notice this lip right here, how this is on the actual tank inside, and this is open right here. It's actually open to the interior of the RV. So if you don't drain the water first, and you just take this, all the water will run out through there and into your RV. I figured that out somehow. Imagine that, huh? I gotta move this lead here. Oops. Let's get this guy. Ready? And just like that, there we go. Water heater element changed. Now, you gotta make sure you fill it completely full of water, or else you'll be doing it again. Alright, I got water back in the unit. Close the low point drain. And I open this. And if you hear, you can actually hear filling up with water, air is coming out. So I'm just going to sit here until the water comes out. Then I'll know my water heater's full of water. And then I'll go inside and run some hot water, or open the hot water valves. I'll let the air run out, and then we'll turn on the electric heat. Make sure, verify it works. Today, came up here to our little small camper, put on the Instacool air conditioner by Fogatti, and switched out the vent fans to a real vent fan. Just one off Amazon, but it's really nice. And then we just changed out the water heater, electric water heater element. So I'm gonna call it quits for the day. Go cool off in the pool over here. And hopefully you guys can someone will find this helpful. And I'll try to do some reviews on the Fogatti after a little while, probably after a couple months. So we're going to the Keys, and it's going to be in August and September. And the Keys, and it's going to be really hot. And I'll probably do a review after those 2 months. Have an update, see what we feel about it. And other than that, hopefully you guys find this helpful.